Hey folks, it's Greg and Janet with Strange RV Tours. Today we're in Southlake, Texas, which is close to Grapevine and just outside of the city of Irving, Texas. Let me show you exactly where we're at. We're on Dove Road. This is Dove Road right here. Right across the street is 500 West Dove Road. Dove Road runs into 114 right over here, 114 highway that runs through Irving, Texas. But the reason that we're here is this is a place where a double murder took place involving Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie and Clyde had stopped their vehicle, maybe 20-30 feet either this way or 20 to 30 feet this way. And at the time, in 1934, when this happened, this was just a dusty old road here. This was not anything like it is today. But right at this location, they were pulled over, they stopped to get some rest, and they may have been here to meet Bonnie's mother, because Bonnie's mother lived here in this area, and they would meet in clandestine destinations because they thought that Bonnie and Clyde's parents both, their homes were being watched by police, so they didn't want to get caught, so they'd meet out in outlying areas. But they had pulled their vehicle over here. There was 3 people in the car. There was Bonnie and Clyde, and then there was a Mr. Henry Methvin, which was a member of the Barrow Gang. And Bonnie and Clyde decided to take a nap. They needed a nap. They had been running all night the night before. And so they were asleep inside the 1934 Ford Coupe, and Henry Methvin was watching lookout, looking for cops, anybody that approached. And 2 highway patrolmen pulled up on their motorcycles. They had seen the car sitting here and thought that maybe the car was broken down. They may have needed assistance. When they approached the vehicle, Henry Methvin didn't take any chances. He pulled out a shotgun, or I don't know if it was a shotgun or a pistol, but he pulled out a gun, shot both state troopers, killed both state troopers right here, left them for dead. The state troopers were a Mr. E.B. Wheeler and a Mr. H.D. Murphy. And this is where it happened. Now, these murders have been attributed to Bonnie and Clyde, but most likely Henry Methvin was the one that actually committed the murders. Some people say that Bonnie was involved in these murders, but Bonnie had not ever fired a gun at this point. So she was definitely not involved, and her and Clyde were asleep at the time when they happened. So anyhow, now it's 62 years later, they decided to erect this monument right here to the state troopers. And this was requested by the widow of one of the state troopers, who was upset because of Bonnie and Clyde being glorified, and she knew in her heart that they were not good people, that they were gangsters. And she suffered 62 years without her husband, and every time she would hear somebody talk about Bonnie and Clyde, they were glorifying Bonnie and Clyde instead of talking about the horrible atrocities that they committed. So she was the one that requested this be erected. And it's a 6-foot tall monument. I'll read it to you. We, the people of the state of Texas, acknowledge and thank Troopers Edward Bryan Wheeler and H.D. Murphy for the great sacrifice they made to keep the public safe. Troopers Wheeler and Murphy were shot to death Easter Sunday, April 1st, 1934, near this site on West Dove Road by the infamous criminals Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. Wheeler and Murphy stopped their motorcycles near Parker and Barrow's car, thinking a motorist needed assistance. When they approached, they were shot. Their efforts will stand the test of time. May God bless their souls. Erected in 1996. Now, one of the unusual things that I noticed about this is they don't even mention Henry Methvin on the monument, but he was in the car, or at the car, and he was most likely the person that actually committed the murders. Now, right here, down below, is a little marker, that has been left here by the Department of Public Safety, state of Texas. And they've got flowers and stuff that people have left. And I have not even looked at the back side of this marker. We'll see if there's anything actually on the back of it. No, there is not. But this is where it happened. This is our history here, folks. You know, there is in all the movies they glorify Bonnie and Clyde, but in reality they were cold-blooded killers. Any thoughts, Jan?
I don't know. Just it's sad.
Yeah, definitely. It's shocking to me that it took 62 years to have a monument put here for them. But at least there is one here now. I actually thought, because we've been out to this area before, not to see this marker, but this is a very industrial area. There's a lot of big buildings around us. I'm surprised that this is kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, back then there wasn't anything out here.
Yeah.
You know, being a dirt road, and you know, they're traveling the highways, state troopers, that's their job.
Yeah.
You know, and they check on people that are pulled over. They do it all the time.
And there is actually a reenactment of this crime that was made years ago, that was shot in black and white film that you can find, I'm sure, on YouTube. In fact, it's famous. A lot of people look at that reenactment and think that it is actually Bonnie and Clyde in the film, but it's not, of course. But this is the double murders where you see Bonnie and Clyde's car on a dusty old dirt road. You see the troopers pull up, and then you see them get blown away.
Exactly.
So, anyhow.
There's so much about Bonnie and Clyde, you know, and they got around all over out here, and you know, they seemed like they were pretty good kids, and they turned out so bad. Yeah. And it's, you know, glorified in the movies, and movies have most of the information wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like Tombstone's wrong, and you know, different movies, and you got to do a lot of research and a lot of exploring to find the true facts. And then still you're getting conflicting stories everywhere you go, and you take it to, you know, any which way you want, really.
And a lot of times when you see a Hollywood film, when they glorify the gangsters or killers, you end up rooting for the gangsters and killers, and when they end up getting killed, you feel sad. But in reality, they were not very good people. So, but anyhow, this is where it happened, folks. This is our history. Thought you might like to see it and kind of show you the area around here real quick. As you can see, it's basically subdivisions.
Over there.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, you guys take it easy. Thank you.
Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on.